Today's program is brought to you by OTCStockShark.com. For the latest and greatest OTC and Pink Sheets information, sign up for your account at OTCStockShark.com. Thank you for tuning in to TBC Today. I'm Brandon Vincent.
And I'm Angelina Soriano.
In financial news, stocks climbed despite drops in consumer confidence and Central Atlantic manufacturing conditions as investors saw the economic weakness as a sign that the Federal Reserve may be more likely to introduce more stimulus. The Dow Jones Industrial Average closed up 46 points or 0.43% at 10,858. Pfizer was the measure's best performer with an increase of 1.5%, while Intel was also strong with a 1.4% gain and Alcoa advanced 1.2%. The Nasdaq Composite edged up 9 points or 0.41% to 2,379. The S&P 500 index added 5 points or 0.49% to 1,147. The healthcare sector led the gains, boosted by a report of strong growth in sales and volumes of prescription drugs from Walgreens. Shares of the drugstore operator jumped 11%. Reports on housing, consumer confidence, and manufacturing in the Central Atlantic region all indicated the economy remains weak. However, investors took the disappointing data as an indication that the Fed might make more moves to support the economy, even if inflation is a byproduct. In U.S. news, a lone gunman killed himself with an AK-47 assault rifle in the University of Texas library, prompting a campus lockdown and a search for a second suspect before authorities gave the all clear. No other deaths or injuries were reported after the unidentified man fired a number of shots. The campus was closed for the day, but the university said on its website that the incident was now over. A University of Texas law professor said the gunman was wearing a dark suit, tie, and ski mask. The campus in Austin was the site of one of the most notorious killings in U.S. history when, in 1966, student Charles Whitman barricaded himself on the observation deck of the university's clock tower and began shooting people with a rifle. The spree killed 14 people and wounded 31, lasting 93 minutes until Whitman was shot dead by police. There have been a number of deadly shootings in the U.S. campuses. In 2008, a former student at Northern Illinois University killed 5 people before killing himself. And in 2007, a student shot and killed 32 people at Virginia Tech Institute before committing suicide himself. In international news, a mudslide in the southern Mexican state of Oaxaca destroyed homes and left 11 people missing, but no confirmed deaths. Mexican Interior Minister Francisco Blake said at a news conference that the mudslide that struck the town of Santa Maria had hit only 4 homes, 2 of which had been buried under the rubble. Mr. Blake's report starkly contradicted an earlier assessment by the state governor, who has said that some 300 homes had been buried and as many as 1,000 people may have lost their lives. It was unclear why the earlier figures were so much higher, but the confusion may have been generated by rescuers' inability to reach the site of the mudslide. In Santa Maria, a drive of nearly 4 hours from the state capital, mudslides along the road prevented emergency crews from reaching the site for nearly 10 hours. A second mudslide in the area struck the town of Villa Hidalgo, killing at least 1 person. Elsewhere in the state, at least 4 rivers overflowed their banks, causing widespread flooding and forcing residents to flee their homes.
These are the most powerful songs of all time. Time Life presents Classical Power on 5 CDs for just $29.99. But wait, order in the next 10 minutes with your credit card, and we'll cut the price to just $14.99. That's right, you get 5 CDs for just $14.99. Then preview other beautiful classical CDs, satisfaction guaranteed. This collection is not sold in stores, so call now and get Time Life's Classical Power on 5 CDs for just $14.99.
Call 1-800-731-0511 to order Classical Power for $14.99 plus shipping when you call in the next 10 minutes with your credit card or order online at timelife.com/power.
In entertainment news, best-selling author J.K. Rowling appeared in a rare interview on The Oprah Winfrey Show to talk about her life and career and the possibility of another Harry Potter book. The 45-year-old British writer, who was rated by Forbes magazine earlier this year with an estimated wealth of $1 billion, talked to Oprah for the first time from Edinburgh, Scotland, in an interview. Rowling spoke about coping with fame, pressure, and she shares her thoughts on the possibility of ever writing another Harry Potter book in the future. She told Oprah she realized her books about the boy wizard were popular and her life had changed forever when she saw an enormous line of fans outside a large store during her second U.S. book tour. Rowling, who had not granted many media interviews, also told Oprah that the cool composure she had displayed at the height of the Harry Potter mania was not quite what it seemed. The books, which have sold more than 400 million copies worldwide, were transformed into top-grossing films. The last Harry Potter book, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, was released in mid-2007 in more than 90 countries and sold 11 million copies in the first 24 hours in Britain and the United States alone. A two-part film adaptation of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows has been filmed, with Part 1 slated for release in November. In tech news, in the spring, the futurists at DARPA rethought troop transport. Instead of adding armor or changing the shape to deflect bomb blasts, the agency reasoned, why not let it leap into the sky at the first sign of danger or inconvenience? That's exactly what DARPA's Transformer project is supposed to be, a mashup of a helicopter, a plane, and armored truck. And it just came a step closer to reality. AAI Corporation, a Maryland-based aerospace and defense company, won a $3 million contract with DARPA to see if the technology behind the Transformer can get off the ground. Based on so-called compound helicopter technology that the company is developing with Carter Aviation Technologies, the gist is that AAI's design for the Transformer envisions it to carry 4 soldiers on the road as a car, but the rotor blades on top allow it to take off vertically into the air. The car's takeoff functions are supposed to be automated so soldiers or Marines don't have to be aviators to get it off the ground. That's not all. It also releases DeLorean-like retractable wings, allowing it to fly faster than a conventional helicopter. AAI Vice President Stephen Reed told Weinberger envision a Humvee-like vehicle with wings that fold out from the side and attach just above the rear door. Elements of 3 vehicles in one. DARPA laid out the need for the Transformer in an April request for proposals. With the threat of improvised explosive devices on the rise, the defense agency wanted an unprecedented compatibility to avoid traditional and asymmetrical threats while avoiding road obstructions. In green news, Lake Mead, one of the major basins along the Colorado River, is used to supply water to people in the Southwest everywhere from Las Vegas to Los Angeles. However, it's at its lowest 11-year average in its 100-year history and is about to cross below a critical mark of 1,075 feet. If it goes below that level, it will mean less water making it to Arizona and Nevada as a new distribution plan is enacted as the lake hits the lowest level since 1956. Or instead of redistribution, the low levels could mean launching a plan for sending extra water downriver from Lake Powell in Utah to Lake Mead. Either way, the Southwest is about to do water juggling acts as supplies dwindle. It's no surprise that the Southwest is in water trouble. The dry area experienced a population boom, which leans heavily on the already tight supplies. So juggling the resources is no small task, especially with pressing water crises. According to the New York Times, it looks as if the Bureau of Reclamation is leaning toward the plan to flow water from Lake Powell, which has 50% more water than Lake Mead. However, this is a first for the Bureau, so there is no 100% guarantee that the plan will work, because not only are water supplies threatened, but also electricity supplies generated by turbines in the lake.
Thank you for tuning in to TBC Today. I'm Brandon Vincent.
And I'm Angelina Soriano.